Blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off of O, like the cover of Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge. But it's a celebration, times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is elevated and embraced. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts from finances, music, black business highlights, home ownership, HBCUs, sports, black nerddom, anime. We cover all that and everything in between. Live from the 7-5, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, your boy Ked the Pro, the Calculator Millennial, aka the Cutlass Diamond, aka don't push it on my buttons, in my Cutlass unless you cut it, aka your favorite toxic adjacent king. Always chaotic, never toxic. The 843 is me, 7-5 is where I reside. Back again, once again. Of course, I've been gone for a week. If you're wondering where I was, don't worry about it. Obviously, if you see the pictures, I had duties, and so I had to make sure that those duties were taken care of. And from that point forward, now my schedule is free again. So we're here once again. I appreciate you guys' patience. For those of you who are supporters on Anchor, we definitely appreciate you for continuing to support this podcast. For those of you who are listeners, again, I'm sorry that I've held you up for a week, but I definitely appreciate you waiting to hear back from us again. My co-hosts are not in the building today. I was not able to reach them today. And of course, we've grown adults. We all got schedules that we got to keep. So you'll have to just look for us next time. But at the same time, I do have a couple of guests in the building that I want to introduce really quickly. So with all of my guests, as you know, if I've known them from a previous amount of time before, I usually give like a short, quick backstory of how we met. And the way that I met this young lady was quite the interesting story. So it actually goes back to our HU days before she became a student at Coppin State University and graduated. When she was attending Hampton University, we actually met at a kickback at my drumline brother's house. And it was a game of beer pong that she actually should have won had not she knocked my attempt out the way before we could even complete the attempt, which brought us back into the game, and she ended up losing.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
It's all good, though. From that moment, we actually became really close. And then, things happened. She went to another school. I ended up graduating, and she ended up going back to her home and completing school there. But at the same time, I've always held her close to my heart. And so with that, we just, I don't want to say rekindled anything because it was never rekindled to start with. It was always going on. It was just a matter of I got reconnected with her via social media here. And of course, just by texting and calling her, checking on her, seeing how she's been doing. And so with that, I just want to make sure that I introduce to everybody here, Miss Lauren, but we all call her Leaux here. So, Leaux, what's going on with you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for all that. You gonna make a blood cry?
You want me to do what?
I said you're gonna make me tear up a little bit. I don't know about cry. That was a bit much. You're right.
Okay. Hey, I can't see you because the camera's off, so I'll let you know.
Even better.
Do what you gotta do. With that, she also has her partner in crime with her, so I want her partner to come and introduce herself to the pod. So go ahead and please introduce yourself, ma'am.
Oh no! See, I got this.
Leaux's gonna do
one of the most loyal people I have ever met in my life. one of the most thorough people I have ever met in my life. Day one. This is the lovely Tiara.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Yes, I am. My name is Tiara. That's who I am. And hey, just the meaning of it. I'm a princess. You're gonna treat me like one. And, hey, I'm gonna be one of the realest people you ever meet. That's all I know how to be.
I met this girl in 6th grade.
Oh.
And when I tell you, like, she wanted to be fake and phony, yeah, like she didn't like me, but I knew she did.
It's so funny because, yes, our background story is we did meet in middle school, technically 05.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. It's so crazy because I used to be mean to Lauren, and I don't know why. Like, I know the answer to everything, but I really don't know why. Like,
people gotta grow up sometimes.
Yeah, like I can honestly say this is probably the one time I was being a follower, like the only time in my life, because I really can't tell you why. Since then,
and I'm like, I had to grow up and not be so soft too, because I wouldn't have flew today.
Yeah, we came a long way, but we, just like you said, we didn't rekindle. We reconnected. Probably in 2018.
I remember that.
Okay.
Actually, it might have been a little bit before that. We were communicating again in 2017, and then she really showed who she was when my father passed away. When I tell you, it was like an immediate best friend. Like, me, even in that moment, forgetting that her dad had also passed away. So being able to constantly communicate with somebody who's had that experience, going through that. She knew exactly what I was going through. She knew exactly what I needed. And it really just started as we linked up one day, and it just happened every day after that. Like, we've been inseparable.
And that
wow.
Yes.
Wow. So I definitely appreciate that story there about you guys' friendship. Also condolences as always.
Well, we've already talked about this.
Right. You know, I remember when I called you when it happened, or a few days after it happened. So definitely rest up to that good Nuke there. He has raised a wonderful daughter. So
yes.
Oh, y'all, my head's big enough. Y'all gotta shut up.
All right, y'all. So with that, before we get into our topic of today, I did, of course, want to ask about everyone's mental health. Usually with this podcast, we discuss about, we talk a little bit about our mental health and things that we were going through, and we just do like kind of a mental health check. So I usually start with myself and tell everybody how I'm feeling. I am feeling good, but I'm also tired. So again, because of the duties that I had to do, obviously, the things that I've had to accomplish, it's just like, okay, yeah, these last 6 weeks have been exhausting, especially that last week. So I'm like, all right, yeah, with nothing but cap on the brain, I'm like, all right, I'm my duties are over now as of yesterday, after 4:11 p.m. So I'm
free.
Yeah, they are free, and I can sit down and be like, yeah, I don't ever have to do that ever again, unless I necessarily have to. But hopefully it won't be last minute. But anyway, other than that, I'm good. There are still some things that are going on with my family right now, but I attribute that to growing pains, and on top of the fact that we are getting older, so there are certain things that have happened in and out of our family that we may not have known about until it was time for us to know about it. So when you get to a certain age, you're just like, golly, this was what was going on
the whole time.
Yeah. So, and it makes sense because as a kid, they're not going to really tell you, or you're not going to really understand it. And then you get older and you're just like, oh, okay then. So,
now I see why I shouldn't have been involved in this.
Right. So with that in mind, things are the way that they are. We're still blessed over here. I'm still prayed up. I'm still pushing along and working towards my next blessing. So that's how I see it. So, ladies, how is your mental health going on?
I can say that I'm good. I'm stressed, but it's not a negative stress. It's a positive stress. I'm stressed from schoolwork. I'm stressed from clientele. I'm stressed from putting together this pop-up shop. But I know that at the end of each of these endeavors, it's nothing but success and positivity at the end. So I try to keep that in mind to say, certain things you got to do before you can do the things that you want to do. And that's what I'm really focusing on now. But other than that, I cannot complain about anything, which is a first in a very long time.
I'm going to be honest. I am mentally exhausted.
All right.
I just know that I can't bask in my exhaustion, so I keep moving. I just feel like I don't even know, but I know I've been through worse, so I made it through that. I don't know. I just feel like something great got to be coming because every time I turn around,
something going on.
Something going on. Yeah, I'm like, really? Now? This? That? Like,
I just got through this.
God, me? Okay. And then, I just pray every night, pray every chance I get, and keep moving forward because I know, like I said, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. One of the things that I pride myself in is just making sure that I always put my best foot forward and just to keep moving forward. Because I know that there are going to be certain obstacles that are just going to be thrown my way. And at random times on top of that, it's like, okay, this is not something I was expecting to deal with, but you know what?
Yep.
I always go by the line of, God don't put nothing on you that you can't bear. So, you know what? If I got to bear the burden just for a little bit, cool.
You wondering how strong I think I am sometimes.
Seriously, my back is hurting. My back is hurting.
My shoulders and my neck father God, please give me a break.
Man, look, my lower back. Oh my God.
My whole back.
Yeah, physically and mentally. I'm like, oh, okay.
Seriously.
Man, this is what I get for marching for 8.5 years. That
and you chose to do that.
I did. I chose to, on top of that, play some of the heaviest instruments ever, aka percussion instruments. So I probably deserve all the back and knee pains that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. But I mean, it was some of the best 8 years of my life if you include high school.
Yeah.
College, obviously the best 4 ever, but that is without saying. So let's get into the conversation more about LiT Wandz in itself. Like, I wanted to know, how did you guys get started with LiT Wandz?
Do you want to take this one?
I'm gonna let you start it off, and I'm gonna take it because you came up with the name and everything. So I'm gonna let you really get the background,
girl. And that was so simple.
I know, but the world don't know. So.
Yeah. Literally, it started. I think we were bored pretty much during the pandemic.
Yep.
Finding excuses to creep on out the house and go do activities together. Yeah. Get away from just being stuck in the house. And it started with just scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on Pinterest, looking at different YouTube videos. And that's when we came up with the idea of our wand clips. And it was really just that, hey, I think we can make that. Aren't you tired of burning your lips? I'm tired of burning my lips. I'm tired of burning your face. Yeah, I'm sick of it. I got burn marks all over my shit. And that's where that started. And it's like, okay, well, this is fun. What else can I do? What are the patterns can we make? What are the color combinations can we make? How can we make these look nice? And, we would work in an open space. I would go over to our house. We would sit in the backyard, get our little drinks and whatever else we got, to get comfortable. And we would just sit and work, and we would work until we literally could not see anymore because it was so dark outside. The backyard light wasn't bright enough. Nope. And it wasn't until a few friends came past and they saw the products that we had and the how we were using them. And they're like, well, wait, I want one. I know my homegirl, she wants one. I'm gonna get one for my girlfriend. I'm gonna get one for this person. I'm gonna get one for that person. I was like, how much you charge? Like, how much do we wasn't even planning on making this for other people.
We weren't.
And then from there, it just originally our focus were the Wandz, so that's why our name is LiT Wandz. We got the LiT from the L and the T, the Lauren and the Tiara, of course. And then just playing around with like different graphics. It looked so cute with the little diamond over the eye. Like we're working with jewels, of course.
And then Wandz sounds so feminine. Like it's not like lit clips or anything that's like, basic.
And that's pretty much what they were. When we first started, we were making all of them like probably a good 10 to 12 inches. So they literally looked like wands, and they were dainty and they were pretty and they just looked amazing. And then of course we started getting interest from males. All this stuff is girly. Where the guy stuff at? Where the guy stuff at? It's like, we gotta reevaluate. Then we just started playing around with what we could do. We started making waist beads after that because, again, stuff we just wanted. Right. And we tried to see if we could do it. We started doing it. Other people started wanting other products. We started selling those, and it kept graduating on.
Somebody would be like, "Can y'all make?" And we like,
"Yeah, can y'all make necklaces?
Hold up,
can y'all make bracelets?" We started originally when it came to beading with the waist beads and the anklets. And all of our crafts are 100% custom made. Handmade that you rarely get the same piece twice, and that's what I think makes them so special. Later, after that aspect of jewelry, we started working towards bracelets because we had a lot of guy friends. Again, people in our circle just really keep our minds open to what we're not thinking of, because we never once considered guys would be interested in our stuff at all.
Never.
Started making bracelets for girls. Of course, the guys wanted some. Then most recently, we have added cuff jewelry. So nose cuffs, facial cuffs, things of that nature. Just so
if you don't have any piercings.
Yeah, if you want, a nice aesthetic look to your jewelry. You want something different. You want something that you're not going to find on anyone's shelf. And we got you. We're down for recreating any idea. If you have an idea in your head and you want us to just talk through it, we can always do that. But we're very versatile and flexible.
Okay. That actually answered another question of mine, because I was getting ready to ask if all of your products are handmade, and obviously the answer to that is yes. So
yes, 100%. If you could see my nails right now,
both of my nails,
and cuticles and nails just all scratched up and broke down. We work for this.
I do not wear nails because of my craft.
Okay.
I'm looking at about 4 different scratches right now, and probably a puncture wound from where I stabbed myself. But it's all in the name of business.
Oh, oof. You know what? Y'all got it. You know what? I can't even be mad at y'all, because some of this stuff that we do, if we're passionate about it, we will put blood, sweat, and tears into it, and sometimes emphasis on the blood and the tears. But
it's that 1 and 2.
You just keep pushing. Yep. Get a Band-Aid.
Yep. I understand. So let me go ahead and get to the next question there. So obviously you talked about how initially, you were making them, and then your consumer base grew to women, and then obviously it started growing to men. So what is your target consumer now?
That's a lovely question.
And it's okay if you don't have one. I just wanted to know.
I wouldn't necessarily say we have a target consumer, because Tiara has kids of her own. And whatever you do and your kids want to get into it. We've made kids jewelry. Yeah. Even the wands don't have to be used for their intended purpose. We've seen a lot of uses for women who like to keep their nails long. If you are a woman out there and you have long nails, you know the struggle of an ATM. I've been a victim myself. You cannot get your card back. So the clip works wonders as far as inserting and pulling it out, not having to worry about breaking and scuffing up your nails to do all that extra stuff. I know it seems minimal to guys, but it really does. It really helps us a lot. But yeah, after that, I really wouldn't say we have a fine-tuned base, because we're still learning ourselves. We're still venturing and figuring out what it is that we can do. Once we're met with a proposal of something, can you make this? What about these? Do you guys have these? Not currently, but we can always try it.
Like, give us a few days.
Yeah, give us a couple days. Let us get our hands together.
Okay. Hey,
Can
that's
you
what's
tell
up.
we're a small new business?
Yeah, yes, but at the same time, I'm loving what I'm hearing, and one of the focuses of this podcast is to be sure that we promote the small business, even if it's really small. If we have uh friends who are, obviously we focus on Black businesses, but if we have friends who are working on a small business that they want to get out into the world, this is what this platform is for, or at least this is what it's a part of. Um, Obviously we want to highlight those who have those small businesses that are just going out there and finding their own way, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the obstacles. It's important for us to highlight that, because in our minds, this is our babies. This is something that we want to grow, and something that we hopefully would want to carry for a long time. So considering all of that, I just wanted to know, specifically with this small business, what is your long-term goal, if you have one?
So, go ahead. Okay. So my long-term goal is generational wealth. I have 2 children, and when when it's all said and done and I'm gone, besides the insurance money, what else, you know, will my kids need to survive without me? That's very important to keep the money going. You know, it's very, I would say, rare. We do have them, but it's rare that you see Black businesses that family have had for years, and it's passed down to the next generation and the next generation. The Jews do it, the whites do it, the Asians do it, but what about the Blacks? So, breaking generational curses. So we out here entrepreneuring, we doing it different out here. Generational wealth is my long-term goal.
We might be new, but we have so much more that we have to offer. We have so much that we haven't even tapped into yet that we know we can do. That even if she wants to douse herself, I know that she can do the shit. So for that, I would say my long-term goal in this, because I really try not. I do run businesses, but I can't invest myself in something that I don't see being enjoyable for me. So I would say my long-term goal in this is to maintain my happiness with doing this, maintain the joy that I get every time I make something new, or I figure out how to do something, or somebody likes something that I wasn't expecting for them to like, or I thought, this might just be something basic, and they pick it up, and you hear that gasp, you hear that, oh my God, you hear that I need that. That's what drives me, and I never want to lose that.
I'm loving what I'm hearing so far. I'm definitely loving it. So getting back into the products of this business. Obviously, we talked about certain things that you've done, as far as like the waist beads, the bracelets, the anklets, the wands. When coming up with this venture, did you guys pick those accessories specifically because you knew that you could make them, or is there some other specific item or accessory that you want to try your hand in that might be, not, I won't say too difficult, but might be your next objective or obstacle or goal?
Okay, so outside of waist beading and anklets, we wear them as well. So of course, it's something you want to put your money into, something that you love as well. So we wear them as well. And outside of that, we tap into crystals. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then you have wire wrapping. So we hand wrap crystals. We've made rings. We've made bracelets. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say a lot of our wands are wire wrapped as well with crystals.
Mm-hmm. So everything you getting is genuine. It's real.
I would say I definitely want to expand further on the wire wrapping. It's I guess the way I look at things, especially when I'm just starting a craft, I'm starting it because I see where I want to be. And although I love the process of getting there, it's like I always want to be at the top. So I see what I've done now and I'm proud of that, but it's like I always want it to be better. I'm never satisfied with it. And I'm always trying to find new ways to make myself better and stand out from the other people who are doing it, because it's not like, it is a niche market in a sense, you know, certain people can do certain things, but all it takes is, you know, putting your actual effort into it, taking that time to develop it. So I think that was it. You said, what is it that we're trying? I'm trying to make sure I cover everything. Right. You said, what is it that we're was it
well,
like to do?
I was
What
just
else?
saying, yeah, I was asking if there were other accessories that you wanted to pretty much add into, you know, the business that you're doing now. Like, were there other things that you think that you might be able to make, but maybe you need to like do a little more research on before you actually tap into that? Just a question in general.
So necklaces.
Okay.
I got a request for that. A male, he wanted a necklace, and I was like, all right, you gotta give me a few, you know, I gotta do some research because I want to give you something to turn your neck green, you know. So hold up, you know, let me do my research, because we make sure everything is genuine. When I say like this product is going to last, that's what we mean. And if you have any problems with it, you can come back. We ain't, you know, we're not going to ignore your DM. We're not going to leave you on red. We're going to see you. We're going to talk to you. Okay, I promise. You know.
I know people have been suggesting to me, like, for lock jewelry, armbands, what else? I think that's it. But we've just started tapping into the world of wire wrapping, and when you actually do your research on it, there's so many things that you can do.
So yes, like, it's crazy.
That's the thing. I try what I know is out there for me to try. If I haven't tried it yet, it's because I haven't heard of it. And if I have heard of it, I want to make sure I can do this right before I go market it. Or something like that.
Lit. Okay. Okay. Hey, y'all have a gift, and then y'all are using it. And I love to see that as Black women, you are thinking forward and, of course, expanding on that gift. But, you know, these things take time, as you said, that you are a small business and it is a very niche market, but you are using that to help grow your platform. And I think, you know, you guys, if you continue to put your heart and your minds into this, I think this will go far, because I know plenty of people who are into accessories and the wire wrapping and these kinds of jewelry and accessories and things like that. Like, I just ran into so many people who will rock them, and whether it's rocking a crystal or having different I don't even call them wristbands. Different bracelets, even different necklaces. It's being out in the community, especially in Norfolk, when I was doing when we were performing out for these open mic nights, we would get all kinds of people who were just into those kinds of accessories. So the market is out there. It's just a matter of tapping in and finding where they are. And with you having a product such as that, it should be easy for them to gravitate to you. Hopefully, that is the goal, is to get more people who are tapped into you guys. And that's what we're here to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So my next question is, what has been your greatest achievement thus far with this particular business? And a follow-up is, what has been your biggest challenge?
Actually, what do you think? I'm gonna say, you can tell me what you think. I'll tell what
happened. Okay. What you think?
Okay, so I really think our greatest achievement so far, up to this date, would be our very first pop-up shop, because we went in there. We had ideas, and we had visited a few pop-up shops. We hadn't been involved in any yet, and we were mainly just selling our products through like social media or word of mouth, or, you know, running into someone, exchanging our information. So being in a business setting, a sales setting, because honestly, neither of us are the type of people who just get up and start talking to people. So it was really just like breaking a barrier press, and it was so funny to just witness. But we had to sell. We did, and we did so well for that to be our very first pop-up shop. It honestly surprised me. We had a great time. We were working with great people. They really made sure they took care of us. So I will say, well, two things. That, and I can say the amount of interaction we've received has vastly increased the last 3 or 4 months. So I won't dim that. That's also up there. Our greatest challenge so far, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Getting photographs of all of our products to put together and find one domain to sell these things.
Seriously.
That is between, we probably have a joint collective free time of about 2 hours out of every 3 days. So it's been really rough. Like, word of mouth has gotten us farther than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
But I know that'll just increase so much once we actually have a online presence, a true online presence.
So we can just say, click here.
Yeah, order from there, we ship out. That's when I feel like things will really take off.
Yep.
And it's all a matter of time. She got 2 kids. She got a life to take care, lives to take care of. I'm in school, running multiple businesses. It's rough.
Yeah, it's a lot, but we getting it there.
We're getting there.
We getting it there.
Like I said, I'll never discredit our progress, but do I want so much more? Of course.
Yes.
So yeah, back to you, ma'am.
Of course. You said the.
Oh well, okay, fine. I'll take that.
Did I not just chime in?
I'm right. I just wanted to be sure.
I'm agreeing to everything. I completely agree.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. But yeah, that probably would be it.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I get the whole finding the time and finding the right finding the right domain. Y'all was speaking to my soul just now, because that's one of the things that I'm working on about this podcast, making sure that I have a domain, so that way people can just pull up a website, they can see the content that we are creating, and at that point, going through the motions of having items to sell or having merch to sell for this podcast, but also continuing to get the word out about this platform. It's been quite the challenge, especially, again, my co-hosts have been helping me out with this, but it's 3 people. And then when it comes to our free time, it's amazing how much how much free time we can find, considering that all 3 of us work, and when we get together, we have literally about 2 hours out of a whole week to spend with each other to talk about what's going on in our community and what's going on in our generation and hip hop culture in general. It's a lot. So I feel that on a spiritual level. So I am with y'all 100% on that. One thing that I wanted to ask about your business is, have you gotten the opportunity to collaborate with any other entrepreneurs, or do you have plans to?
So I don't believe we've gotten that opportunity so far. As far as collaborations, I would probably say the furthest we've gone is our pop-up shop that's in the works right now. This is the first time we've actually been working with other businesses, but it's not as intricate as actual products. I would definitely be willing to. Definitely. Yeah.
I'm with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe she's seen something I haven't.
Yeah. No, hey, look, if it boils down to that, that's what it is. You know, and I gotta be an elaborate answer. That's what we're here for. So the next question kind of goes into your inspirations. I wanted to ask who or what inspired you to create this business, and who continues to inspire you, or what continues to inspire you.
As a business, I think what really inspired me, well, at least on my end, to get into it is that I felt like I finally met someone that matched my work ethic. You know, even when we're tired, we get stuff done. Even when we're busy, we get stuff done. We'll go and get hotel rooms just so we can have a quiet space to work and be unbothered. Like, any point in time when it comes to supplies or anything that we need done for the business, I know that I can rely on her, and I know that I'm pretty sure that she can rely on me. Like, it's refreshing, because you always hear stuff like, you shouldn't go into business with friends, you shouldn't mix friends and money, and we've never had an issue like that. And I truly don't see it happening. Like, we have such a mindset match that half the time, if I need to come to her and throw an idea her way, or talk to her about whether or not we're going to handle a situation a certain way, she's already on the same page than I am. So that's what really makes it easier for me. That inspires me, because I know that I can feel secure in doing this with somebody else.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Lord is just saying everything. No, for real. Because you, just like she said, you always hear you don't go into business with friends, and that's just like, we don't have an issue. Mm-hmm. We don't have problems.
We don't have these issues.
Like,
never
that stereotype doesn't exist over here. Like, it, everything is good. So, to know that she grind just as hard as I do, busting out 20 pieces a day, mm-hmm. It's like, you might take a break for a couple of days, but then you get back to it.
And she has been saving, honestly, not even our asses, my collective ass, on the social media tip, because Lord knows I can't keep up with a thing. I don't know how to do nothing. I don't know how to make nothing. She just busted it out like, praise God, because nobody would know about us. Nobody would know. Y'all would see a couple of posts on a story, and if you don't catch it in 24 hours, sorry. Don't know what to tell you.
Again, y'all are hitting me in the fields in a spiritual level here, because goodness gracious, if I didn't have like the presence on Twitter that I do, I'm like, man, I don't even know if this podcast will be where it is. And I've still got to grow Instagram. And Instagram has just been the bane of my existence, because it's like, mm-hmm. man, I gotta make 3 posts a day just to keep up with this daggone algorithm.
Minimum. It's exhausting.
Very.
But one thing I can definitely add on to that, I'm assuming that I can speak for the both of us. The real inspiration comes from the amount of fun that we have while we're doing it. It's never a dull moment. It's always progress. It's never regression. We look back at some of our old pieces that hadn't sold. We look back at some of the pieces that did sell, pictures that we had up, and we're like, thank God things have gotten better, because we wouldn't be able to present this to the public. But it's thrilling. I don't know another word to describe it. Like, we really go into our supply stores and just look like, okay, we cannot lose our damn minds. But what if we do lose our minds? It's for the good. It's for the cause. We can do this. Like, we really do make ourselves making life decisions. But it's like a high, honestly. Like, it's addicting, and it's so much fun. And you look up and like 5 hours have passed, and I'm still like, well, I wanted to try this. We wanted to try that too. Ooh, well, I said I was going to try this.
Like, one more.
Yeah, one more, and one more turns into 30. So I can speak for me. I know it's been a long time since I've had something where I've felt that joy. And I love being able to create that for myself, and in turn, someone else enjoying something that I made with pure bliss that I was probably contemplating selling because I wanted it. That like, that's top tier feeling right there.
And I'm gonna add on, and I could probably speak for Lauren now. When I say this, our support system
is amazing.
You know, they're always asking for something, buying something before I can even upload it on the damn page.
Yes.
Taking it. I'm like, oh,
sending us pictures. Can y'all do this?
Yeah.
I need this by next week. Wait, I don't even know if I can do it yet.
Hold up. You know, so they keep us going as well. So they are the inspiration.
We would be nothing without them, truly.
I feel that when it comes to doing business, I think truly if you're not having fun, you're in the wrong field. Mm-hmm. I think that's ultimately what it boils down to, and we can tell, and I can tell that you two are having fun doing this, and ultimately that is what I believe makes a successful business. Of course, there's always other things as far as the back end of the business, whether it comes to the expenses, whether it comes to the business structure. You could talk about your assets, liabilities. You could go deep into those income statements and can go deep into accounting principles and things like that. But ultimately, if you have someone that you know is going to, work as hard as you, then doing business with a friend, there should be no issues if you both are going to work hard and both have fun doing it. The trouble starts when you stop having fun or when you stop communicating with each other. So ultimately, what I see and from what I've been hearing, I have no doubt that this will be successful so long as, you two stay together and want to do this. And then the day that you decide that you want to move on to something different, then it is what it is. As long as no bad blood is between y'all and y'all have got what y'all wanted out of it, who could ask for anything more?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that, we are winding down here. It doesn't have to,
already?
No, I do got a couple more because I'm looking at my list and then I realized, no, I have actually a couple more questions in my head. So there is a question that I wanted to ask Lauren, because as you said, this is another business venture that you're involved in. So I did want to ask, what are some other businesses that you are doing for those who don't know and are listening to this episode for the first time?
Well, my first baby was Black Magic by Leaux. So that is you can say beauty service. I'm never good at the business pitch of things. I swear to God, I just sound like a regular person off the street. But I am a stylist. I offer protective styles and lash extensions, brow services, all that beauty services bundled up together, one-stop shop, essentially. I've been doing that since originally it started with my protective style services. I was starting faux locks. I was offering that when we were at Hampton. I'm gonna say, you remember those styles?
Yeah.
Then it grew. I started learning more styles in 20. So that started in 2014, 15, somewhere around there. Around 2017, that's when I took my courses for being a lash artist. I don't know what my words were. I got my certification in lashes, and again, just started adding that as services to what I was already doing. And my clientele started growing and growing and growing. Eventually, I was able to work in a professional setting. Worked for Mega Lashes for probably about 6 to 8 months. The location where I was ended up closing down, so that's when I started really pushing my business in itself. Like, figuring out what I could learn. That's when I started learning brow services, brow tinting, brow waxing, brow lamination, things like that. And just really put the effort in to develop it. So that's been running since then. I've been running as the joint services since October of 2017. And I will say this, it's kept my bills paid.
Hey, I like the sound of that. T, do you have any other business ventures that you're involved in?
I sell sunglasses. I took a break. I'm on a break right now. We're revamping.
Don't sleep on them.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now.
Just wait on it. But outside of that, that is all.
Okay. Hey, I mean, short, sweet, and straight to the point.
There you go.
It is what it is. So, Lo, how have you been able to balance this on top of your other businesses? Have you had to put a few things on pause, or are you just go right now and just kind of trying to balance everything all at once?
It's definitely a go situation. We're figuring this out as we go along. It's really just time management and what has the most urgency for me. So I'm in my master's program, and that's an online program, so I have way more physical time to plan out, where I want to set up studying, where I want to set up working, where I want to set up, handling what I need to handle. It started as everything being based around my beauty services schedule, because that was the first schedule that I developed. Then whenever we had free time, we would just work. We would meet up and just get to work and go through the night. Sometimes I stay over there. We wake up next morning and keep going. When school started, that became priority number one. Then balancing that with classes, that became tricky, but I got the hang of it probably right before graduation. Then after graduation, more free time. I think that's about it. It's really, yeah. So we're just taking this one step at a time. We're dedicating time where we have it, where it makes sense to dedicate.
Okay. Hey, well, more props to you for being able to balance everything at once, or at least trying to find the balance between everything.
It's always a work in progress. I've realized the more practice that I have in juggling, I get better at it. So
keep doing what you're doing. Just don't, as we said, we talked about good stress and bad stress. Just don't let it become negative stress, and don't let it weigh you down. As long as you can find the joy between everything and accomplish your goals, you've done your part and you did what you had to do to make it work. And ultimately, that's all that matters. Just, again, don't let it become negative stress, and don't let it deteriorate your mental health. That's the most important thing that could come from this. Mm-hmm. So with that, let's talk a little more about the pop-up shop that you girls are having. We wanted to know, of course, when that was and where it's located, and what can the audience expect out of this pop-up shop?
All right. So our first annual pop-up shop, we're looking to host one every year. It's the first annual. Is a 420 event, but as we know, 420 is smack dab in the middle of the week. So it will be April 16th from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. The exact location is a private location. So once you purchase your tickets online, or if you're signing up to be a vendor, once you pay your vendor fee, you get that exact information where you're going. But it will be located in Woodlawn, Maryland. We are expecting a good turnout. So of course we have our crafts. We are, what's one down the list? We have brie baked goods. I'm sorry, no, not brie baked. Hay pudding. I'm thinking Brianna. Hay pudding, yes. Another friend that we've known since middle school. She makes infused and I believe non-infused as well. Banana puddings. Different types of puddings. Like it's
salad.
Yes.
cupcakes, cookies, all kinds of stuff.
Bottom line,
It is amazing.
I must say one thing we don't have is somebody who either product we have not seen or tasted ourselves. Who else? We have, of course, Sydney's coming down. You know that girl Sydney is coming on down. Yes, my lovely other best friend, Miss Sydney. She is bringing her resin crafts, so she makes a lot of home goods as well. You'll see trinket boxes. You'll see bathroom sets. I'm sorry. So like the soap dishes, the soap dispensers, the jewelry trays. I love them. They're absolutely gorgeous. You have to see her. She's Pink BB Crafts on Instagram. Who else we have? Who was Drink Lady? That was the one you knew.
Okay. We also have a I guess you could say infused with alcohol drink lady. Her name is at Remix by Riri. She'll be also vending and selling edibles.
Yes.
What else do we have? Why is my brain blank?
Exactly. But the main purpose of the event is to not only showcase Black businesses, Black female-owned businesses, but to provide a safe space for a 420 event. So yeah, we're expecting a really good turnout, and I'm so excited.
We also have some bomb catered food.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So
we
you just gotta click the link.
Yes, her name is at Eat with K on Instagram. Definitely gotta go check her out. We have our music from our very own favorite DJ Fats. When I tell you that bucket man, he knows exactly what to play. So I know it's all gonna come together and be a great event.
Wait. Who's the DJ again?
DJ Fats.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I heard the first time, so that's
why I'm scared. Was I about to start something?
No, good to you. But okay. Sounds like y'all got a really great event going on, and it also sounds like y'all have some interesting products that this event will provide. Unfortunately, I cannot be there because I did promise my mom that I would be there for Easter. So
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of a sad situation. Well, not a sad situation, but it's just unfortunate. Like, dang, man, I wish I had, scheduled a little better. But it is what it is. It's
family's always first.
Right. And it's like, man, I haven't spent an Easter with my mom and who knows how long. So I'm thankful for the opportunity to even get to do that again. So with that, of course, I will be supporting from afar, but again, I will make sure that the word gets out as much as possible, not only with this platform, but also on social media as well. And I am definitely looking forward to seeing what you girls have in store after this year, because it sounds like this event is really about to be lit in more than one way.
But so, yes, anyone who's listening, if you would like to show your support, if you would like to attend, if you would like to vend your products, you can follow us on Instagram. That's LitWandz, LITWANDZ. The Eventbrite link is in our bio there. If you want to search us on Eventbrite, it'll be LitWandz first annual pop-up shop. And you can see the vendor pricing, the admissions pricing. Admissions $5. It's really nothing. You're coming there to enjoy yourself and have a good time, and maybe even buy some stuff. Just a little bit. So you don't want to beat you over head at the door.
Hey.
We're going from 3 to 8. Once you purchase your ticket, you'll receive the location. It's located in Woodlawn, Maryland, and we hope to see you guys there.
Yes.
All right, y'all definitely heard. So be sure that y'all go and purchase your tickets, check it out, check out the accessories, check out the food, and enjoy yourself. One more question before we go. I did want to ask, how much time went into putting this together, because I've seen different pop-up shops before. One from a person that I also support on this podcast. Her name is Naima, and she's got Cream Cosmetics, and of course she has different vendors that was at her pop-up shop, which was back in February. So I just wanted to ask, like, how much work did you guys have to put this together, pretty much?
We've been working to put this together probably since last year.
Yeah.
We wanted to do it last year, and then we figured out what it would take to do it.
Right.
And said, "Hold on,
No.
we little too ambitious over here.
Yeah, I said, okay, we can't do that. Let's do.
Let's look for next year. Yes,
April 420. Let's do.
That's
that.
perfect. So it's definitely been a lot. The time, I will say, the benefit of the time that we've had to plan and figure out what exactly we want to do, who we want to work with, and who we are inviting out. That gave us the benefit of when it came time to actually start putting money towards things. We knew exactly what we needed. We knew exactly who we wanted to work with, and that kind of sped the process along on the back end. So the back end being the last 5 months, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but it's been a very fast 5 months.
Yeah. You think you don't need all that time, and then you're like, yeah, you need it. You need to prepare. We want to make sure everything goes smoothly as possible.
Exactly.
We don't want no hiccups. We want to make sure we,
And one thing I can say,
time.
we are very, very customer service based, and at least through my experience, you don't really see that. Well, no, I won't say that. You do see that in small businesses. There are a lot of small businesses that pride themselves on how they interact with their customers, how they handle, discrepancies and things like that. We are 100% aiming to please. We do not want to leave you dissatisfied or disappointed with any type of purchase you make. There's times I've drove 45 minutes across the damn city to fix something for a client or fix something for a customer. So, yeah, that's just it. I feel as though that keeps us humble in a way, as far as not just getting so excited off of the interest that we are getting to forget about people. And I like that.
That certainly takes dedication. And that also just shows how dedicated you are to customer service. But not only that, also to your product. Because as you said, you believe in this. So I don't know if, at least with my current job, I don't know if I'd ever travel 45 minutes to an hour to help somebody like that. But I mean, that's not the kind of business that I'm in, obviously. So, but if it means I'm traveling an hour and a half, or 2 hours to do an interview that I can't do over Zoom, and I would rather do it live, I don't mind doing that because I have done that before. So I just know that if it came to me doing something with my hands, it ain't worth me traveling 45 minutes. So that's just me. I'm not good like that. I'm good with other things with my hands. If you put a pair of drumsticks in my hands, or you put a microphone in my hands, that's all hands on deck of that. It is what it is. I'm fully committed to that. But in either case, ladies, I do appreciate you for coming on this platform and joining me today to talk about your business and your pop-up shop. One thing.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much.
One thing that I want to do before we go is ask if there are any other Black businesses that you want to shout out before we close.
Ooh, definitely. Hold on. Where are my notes? Where is my notes? Starting off, of course, the ones that we are working with. So definitely take a look at Hey Puddin'. Definitely take a look at Pink BB Crafts. Definitely take a look at Eat by K. Definitely take a look at DJ Fats. Definitely take a look at I can never remember the girl's name. I'm so sorry.
Fit by Vina.
Fit by Vina, yes. No, the drink lady, but also her.
Fix by Riri.
Yes. What else? What else? What else? What else?
I got
Delectable Delights. I believe that is her Instagram name. Tiffany Demori.
Tiffany.
That is my girl, and she can cook her butt off.
okay.
Yes. Definitely go take a look at Oh Please Fit. I know I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting people. I know
Tipsy
I am.
_ TT.
Mm-hmm.
You can check them out as well.
I'm really relying off memory. This is terrible.
I think it's what? Citrus by Jazz.
Yes.
Jazz and Citrus.
Yes.
That's all I can think of right now. Because that's what my brain is going to be.
But yeah, definitely. If you take a look at our Instagram, we are constantly shouting out the people who we admire, the people who we're working with, the people who we just interact with on a regular basis, with people who we support, people who they support us. You know, it's really nothing but love. Like, and it's funny because the only reason we can't think of their names is because we're so used to talking to them by their first names.
Oh, I got one more because my cousin, and how could I ever forget? Latia, Comp Mega Ray Gang. There you go.
There we go.
All right. And if that is all, I have a list that we always run through to end this platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, for our Black content creators, our Black businesses, and our Black podcasts, I'm going to pull up the list here. As always, for your anime consumption, definitely check out Mic Check Waifu, Worst Generation Podcast, Blanime Podcast, the Alt Arc Podcast, and Analytical, where shit gets critical, and Dad Needs to Talk. These podcasts I'm a huge supporter of. I'm also a Patreon subscriber to Mic Check Waifu, Worst Gen, and Blanime. So please be sure that you check out those anime podcasts, for your anime consumption. You can also check out the Truth and Transparency Podcast, Inside the Mind of a Blur, The Session with Jay and Trey, and Brutal Honesty with Kay Renee. You can also check out her books under the pen name Sedona Rose. You can find all of her material on Amazon Kindle. For our Black content creators, shout out to Black Anime, HBCU Anime, Yo to the Good News, The Tsundere. Please be sure that you also check out all three of their YouTube channels. You can check out the Geechee Gamer on Twitch. You can check out Akatsuki Kells on Twitch, Icarus Metro Comics, and Studio Maho. For our Black business shout-outs, we have already paid by my boy Dre. And shout out to you, Dre, for crossing the other 1911 fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. I know that has been a dream of yours for a long time because your godfathers and your uncles were all Qs. So shout out to you, man. Y'all really did y'all thing. Shout out to Cream Cosmetics by Naima, Mind Over Money by Miss Tremaine. Once again, Studio Maho by my boys Pat and Allende. Please be sure that you check them out. Concept Moon, my boy Strange Keith. She Designs 2, my girl Erin. H4 Creative Firm, my girl Zenobia. And of course, LiT Wandz with Lauren and Tiara. All right. If you guys don't have any other comments, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this baby up. Did you have any questions?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for having us. You know, it's always a good time when I get to hear your voice.
Appreciate it so much.
Damn, I definitely appreciate that, Laura. You don't know how much that comment means to me. That really means a lot to me. So I definitely appreciate that 100.
And this means a lot to us.
Exactly.
Hey, anything that I could do to help raise the platform for you ladies. So with that, you've heard where to check them out. Be sure that you follow them on social media. Speaking of which, how can they follow you on social media?
We we are on Instagram. That is LiT Wandz at LiTWANDZ. You can get your tickets using the link in our bio. You can search us on Eventbrite, LiT Wandz first annual pop-up shop. That's all we got for you so far.
Hey, that's all there is to it. So let's go ahead and sign off. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can like and follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod and follow us on Twitter at chaotic_culture. Please be sure that you subscribe to our Patreon account. You can join on any of the 4 levels. It does not matter which one. And you can join us by going to patreon.com/chaotic culture pod. You can follow me, Ked the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. You can also follow my co-host, Miss Nasa, on all social media at _callmenasa. And you can follow my other co-host, Law, on Instagram at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. This has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Once again, thank you to LiT Wandz for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. As always, embrace the culture. Chaos rules. Be blessed. Be safe. God is love. Deuces.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. Cause everybody needs some, yeah. And we don't need a reason. Everybody needs some. And we don't need a reason, cause we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh.